Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another round of Master Phil in your corner with your host, Master Phil.
Greetings, everyone. Master Phil here with Master Phil in your corner with my trusty, loyal sidekick,
Absolutely.
Dougie Fresh Friedman. And here we are in the sunny, very sunny today in lovely Wyckoff, New Jersey in our Undefeated Media Studios.
Thank you.
And, before we get into our next guest, which I love this guy, absolutely love him.
Absolutely.
I love his wife, family. They're dynamite.
Yeah, buddy.
We're going to thank some of our sponsors.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so of course, we have to thank PhilRoss.com. PhilRoss.com, we have one-on-one and virtual training through the Kettlebell Workout Library, over 100 kettlebell and bodyweight-based workouts. We have Survival Strong, defensive tactics, strategies, combinations, and responsive techniques. We also have American Eagle Live, over 200 training videos with kettlebells, bodyweight, martial arts, defensive tactics, knife and stick work. Also, technique education, only $9.99 per month for all of those things. And you know what? Talking about what else is on PhilRoss.com, we have Fit Team. Now, I usually don't use supplementation or anything like that, but you know what? I found these guys, Fit Team, and everything is 100% organic.
Nice.
100% organic from the lean, which is this protein, protein powder, okay, and then you have this is the energy, natural energy.
That's the one with the turmeric?
No, the one with the turmeric is this guy right here. This has the turmeric. Nice. This is a powder that you put in. So you see, I got this big old drink right here.
Yeah.
This one, this has my my hydrate in it, and my energy.
Nice.
Okay, 100% organic. You can try it out. You go to PhilRoss.com and click onto the link for the products for Fit Team. Bring it right there. You can sign up today and get your product.
I'm signing up today.
Oh, yeah. It's been the best thing you ever did. I'll tell you what, because this product right here, this Immune, is sick. It's got, I can't read this right here right now, because, but it has all the B's in it. It's got turmeric. It's got vitamin C, all in powder. And powder goes into your system much better than pills do or tablets. So the stuff is really good.
Nice.
And like right in here right now, I have like I was saying before, the hydrate and the energy one. Nice. I don't need coffee in the afternoon. Actually, I usually just have this. Don't even need it at all.
Nice. Yeah, I that would probably take me a day to finish. That's a big
I'm hydrated.
That's a big hunking bottle right there.
This is I've done this is my second one today.
Second one of those?
Yeah, man. Got to stay hydrated, brother.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, I'm doing a Fit Team challenge right now, too, which is actually going to be right along with our guest, because this guy, it was one of the people who inspired me in my quest to be the best. And what I'm doing right now, it's a 33-day challenge. I've been posting it on Facebook, Instagram. I'll throw it up on TikTok, too, all over the place, LinkedIn. And I wanted to drop a couple of pounds, from, traveling, being away, the holidays, everything. Got a little, I went up like 10 pounds where I want to be, where I don't want to be. So I tipped the scales at 199 the other day. And I said, forget about it. I jumped on the bandwagon Monday. And what I'm doing is 506 push-ups and sit-ups every day, in addition to my regular workout. So how do I do that? I go 1 push-up, 1 sit-up. 2 push-up, 2 sit-ups. I go all the way up to 22, repeat 22, and come back down. So that gives me 506 total.
Wow.
Like right now, if I do them all in a row, it takes me about a half hour. But if I split them up throughout the day, first thing this morning, I did the first, I went up the ladder. And then you saw me before on the studio floor, starting to go down the ladder. So now I'm down to 13 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so 13 will be the next one, and so forth. And go back and forth all the way down, and then I'll hit my workout later.
Nice.
But
who introduced you to Fit Team?
What was Paula. Bird.
Paula just said good afternoon.
Hey, what's up, Paula?
So, any questions, comments, concerns, please put them in the comments section and we can answer them live.
Yeah,
and Keith also says, hey, Phil. So.
Hey, what's up, baby? All right, so here's our special guest today. And, we are discussing the 5 pillars of strength, and like we were discussing before, we did emotional strength, right?
Yeah.
We did mental strength.
Yep.
Okay. Today we're doing physical strength.
Yes.
Okay. And then we're going to hit the fiscal strength, financial strength next week. And then after that, spiritual strength. So the person who I brought on here is, their name is synonymous with strength, conditioning, all kinds of stuff. And he's written numerous books. Actually, I honestly forget how many he's written, but he does have a brand new one out, which we are going to discuss. And he also has a new certification out. Okay, mixing. It's a hybrid training, mixing body weight and barbells and dumbbells.
Wow.
Stuff that everybody has. You see, we look at this as a minimalist type of training, right? But this guy is he and his brother are very, very well known. I met them in 2013 at the first ever PCC certification sponsored by Dragon Door and held in Minnesota. And we just became buds and just kept moving forward from that. So, gosh, I guess it's 9 years now.
Wow.
Holy cow. So without any further ado, bring out my good friend, my brother, Danny Kavadlo.
Hey, Phil. Hey, Doug. Great to see you guys. Thanks for thanks for having me on the show, Phil. Thank you for those kind words. It's always a pleasure to see you. The studio looks great, man. Congratulations on all the good stuff you've been doing.
Thanks. Yeah, we're just trying to spread the good word. I know that you are also spreading the good word and doing some fantastic things. So, tell us a little bit about like what you're doing right now, because I know that here's a funny thing is that I know that you are almost, I want to say, anti-social media for a little bit, or you want to do more of the as opposed to the virtual training, more of the in-person training and stuff. And so, yeah, that seems to be not the trend right now. But you're bucking the trend, which I love it. I mean, look, I'm doing the virtual training because I am, but I love it. But you seem to be pulling away from that a little bit, and you should run with that.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a bigger question. I'm not going to say I'm anti virtual training. I just feel that there's no experience like an in-person experience. So when I started out as a personal trainer, everything was in person. Obviously, the last 2-ish years have been very, very strange, and we all had to pivot, and we all had to do the things we needed to do to A, survive, and B, to keep the dream alive, So I switched to virtual over the pandemic, and anyone I could train in person, I did train in person. Anyone who wanted to meet me in a park or meet me at my place or whatever. And I've connected with some amazing people who I have trained virtually, who I continue to train virtually just because they're not here in New York. But as far as like anti-virtual goes, I mean, I've always preferred an in-person experience to a virtual experience. That being said, I'm grateful for the technology. I'm grateful that me and you could have this conversation right now. I'm grateful that some things can happen without necessarily having to get on a plane or necessarily having to drive 400 miles. But in terms of anti-virtual, I'd say this is something I'm trying to get better at. I'm not anti anything, right? I'm just really pro in person. I'm trying not to say anything bad about anything these days. Virtual training is better than no training. But for me, I'm an in-person experience. So I love that. As far as anti-social media goes, I have a complicated relationship with social media. It's fun. It is fun. And I like to engage with it. But at the same time, we're in a really, and this ties into health. I'm not going to get political about shit because this has nothing to do with politics. This is just health, wellness existing in the world. We're in a situation where social media and media in general is just 24/7 down our throats in a million channels. And I feel that separates us from in-person experiences.
Yep.
And that's in terms of being anti-social media. Again, it's a complicated relationship. I'm grateful for a lot of things about it. But at the same time, we can't take it and run the other direction where it's like, hey, man, I'm an influencer, but you never actually met anybody in your life. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you how to train, but you never actually trained anybody. And I think that is something we run the potential of when we focus too much on virtual reality and not enough on reality.
I'll tell you, I can't agree with you more. Even though I do push a lot of my virtual training. Hey, listen, I do my virtual training. Why? Because I can't reach everyone at the same time.
Yeah, you got to live in the world, and it's a wonderful resource. You got to live in the world. Absolutely.
Exactly. But I will say that, there's nothing like having someone in my home studio where I can look at them, fix them, feel them. Same thing conducting a seminar. When you can just connect with people so much better. But but like you're saying, what we're doing, we're all finding our balance in this new world. And I'll tell you, I mean, I think that it's going to eventually enhance everything. And I share social media. My feelings on social media is with you as well, because people are so willing to say stuff on social media they would never say to your face. And to me, that doesn't fly. If I'm not going to say it to your face, I don't feel like I can say it to your face, I'm not going to go and say it on social media. I'm sick of these keyboard. I call them keyboard cowards, but they call them keyboard cowboys or keyboard tough guys.
Keyboard coward is a much more appropriate phrase than keyboard warrior. But
exactly.
The thing is, you're old fashioned, Phil. So if you're going to get in someone's face, you're going to have a reason and you can back it up, or at least you're prepared to, hey, look, some people we can back it up to, some we can't. You win some, you lose some. But we're in a world where people will say horrible shit to people they never even met in their lives. Like, that's insane. I know. It's
insane. Bananas. And you know what this is doing to our kids? Because kids, this is the reality that they know now, right? This is the reality that they know, and they get so much more affected by social media. I mean, there are times. Look, I mean, and if you categorize them, if I were to categorize them, I'd say, like, Facebook. You can fight with that or meet friends and so forth, right? On Twitter, to me, other than just getting what's on the news, is a place where people who don't read books fight with people who write them. Okay. Well, hopefully Elon can make some changes there.
It's days like today. You have to remind yourself the immortal words of the great Dave Chappelle: Twitter isn't a real place. You got to just remember that it's not a real place. No, people are saying things, they're doing things that's not a real place. So I'll tell you what's real. Working out is real, and that's actually what I try to put on social media, right? So it's like, it's not that I'm against social media. I just think a lot of it is really stupid. So I don't make money from it. My YouTube's not monetized. I don't have affiliate links. I don't do any of that shit. I work as a trainer. So that's why I sound anti-social media. It's not that I'm anti-social media, but I feel like, okay, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. My first appointment is at 5:20 a.m. I'm physically doing this. That's my job. So I don't have to pretend to like a product and say, hey, do this, or I don't have to fucking get on there and promote dishonest opinions about things, or think about a new workout thing or whatever, because I don't care. So I can say whatever I want. I can post workouts. I can post photos, videos, links to my workshops, whatever. But like, I just can't. I can't get too far into this stuff because it's so crazy. And like you said about the kids, man, it's like you said, that's how they grow up, and it's really weird. Like, thank God my son is 15 years old, so at least when kids, and look, we forget so fast. 2 years ago, kids were told, don't go outside. Kids were told, don't go to school. Kids were told, don't play sports. Kids were told, don't see your friends. Don't kiss your grandmother. Kids were told, the only thing you should do is play video games and look at your computer. Like, this really happened. Like, so I'm saying, thank God he was 15. At least he knew the world before that. But I think about
Right.
people with younger kids or those younger
Mhm.
kids themselves, that's the way they're first naturalized into this world. But then I say to myself, kids are resilient and they can bounce back and they could do things. But that's why I get to, social media, whatever. The things we got to promote is this: work out, go outside, eat lots of good food every day,
Mhm.
avoid people who are jerks, get some sunshine, drink water. This is what
Yeah.
we can use it to promote.
There's definitely is a lack of accountability and responsibility nowadays, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you need to use social media, like, just the quote, "You are the sum of the 5 people you most hang out with." It's the same concept. Follow the people you follow and engage with. Like, make sure those are positive people. Like, if you're
Right.
watching and listening to junk, you're gonna turn into junk.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
follow people like
Well-
Master Phil and Danny and their content.
Well, you see the stuff that we're putting out, and the funny thing is that you know what? I don't know if you notice this, but if I once in a while I'll throw something political up there just because I want to get stuff going, and and that gets crazy, right? And yet when I put something up that's going to help you get in shape, help you get healthier, right? It doesn't get near the traffic. It doesn't get near the traffic than when you put up something. You know why? Because what we put forth actually takes effort. Like I'm doing this little challenge right now where I'm doing 506 push-ups and sit-ups, crunches, push-ups and crunches every day for the next 33 days. So, and I break it up. I start at 1, and then I go up to adding 1. I go up to 22, and then 22, and I come back down. Now, look, even when I say in my post, look, if you can't do that many, it doesn't matter. Go from 1, and if you get up to 5, do it. You know what? You're going to be better than you were before, right? And maybe 10, and so forth. And eventually you will get stronger.
But Phil, the reason that anything that riles people is going to get more attention than that is because that's outrage is the hottest commodity there is, man. Like, that's it. That's why we're in a world where, I mean, even, and again, I'm just keep it fitness related. Even in fitness related, you go on YouTube, it's clickbait. It's like, these are the top 4 things to do that, and this is this, and this is that. And it's what's going to rot. Here's the exercise you should never do. Stop eating this food right now. So again, it's targeting that. Men over 40, you're going to lose all your testosterone unless you buy this product. It's like, how do we fluster people? How do we terrify people? Here's the food you should never eat. I mean, this is all we get. So
crazy.
that's going to get clicks and comments and whatever, So fuck everybody. Just eat good food and work out. I don't know, man.
You know what? You know what? People should be outraged at this. They should be outraged that 80% of people in this country don't meet the minimum amount of exercise. They should be outraged that 72% of the people are overweight in this country. They should be outraged that 43% of the people are obese. They should be outraged at these types of things.
Well, that's a real health epidemic right there. That's a real
100%.
health crisis right there.
Right. Well, yeah, because sedentary lifestyle has replaced smoking as a number 1 preventable cause of death in this country.
I mean, if you think about it, you look around, we're on the coast, but a lot of America, I mean, even on the coast too. I mean, a lot of America is just in bad shape. What is it? Like, I mean, obesity, I mean, to use a phrase I hate, whatever, but obesity is going to be the new normal. I mean, like, most people are going to be obese soon, and it's crazy.
Look at some of the models now in clothes models that they put in the stores. They have pot bellies and pencilly arms.
What?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not kidding. Pull that up if you can. Yeah, have you seen those, Danny? The mannequins?
Yeah, I've seen some interesting things, mannequins
overweight
and models
mannequins.
and stuff. But
Pot belly. Yeah.
the thing is this, everybody, needs to wear clothes and get the stuff that fits them. My issue is more when it's celebrated. And again,
Yes.
everybody is in there. Like, look, I know people who are overweight, but we want to seek to get in better health. If I smoked 40 cigarettes a day, then I have to acknowledge that that's not very good for me, and I should seek to get in better health. So the thing with the obese, that's really funny, man.
I know. For the people who are just listening, what we're doing is we're looking at a mannequin, okay, and his belly goes over his waist, okay.
But again,
So-
people need clothes like that. But my issue is more like when it's celebrated, when a certain obese celebrity is like, no, it's just as healthy to be obese as it is
No,
to
it's
be
not.
obese, because it's just not. That's
No,
like
it's not.
if somebody said, hey, it's just as healthy to be a heroin addict as it is to not be a heroin addict. No, that's false. It's not true. So that's the issue here, is saying, hey, no, or doctors aren't supposed to weigh people now because it's going to make people who are overweight feel bad. It's not supposed to make you feel bad, but you need a measurable tracking of something if you go to a physician so they can track it. So we're getting into
Right.
some weird places where we're making people feel bad ahead of actually living in the world. And if we get to a place where we dictate actual reasonable rules based on the reactions of the most sensitive people in society, then it's going to get even worse before it gets better.
Oh yeah, the thing is that what we do, and here's the thing is that what we do is we help people who are overweight get in shape. That's what we want to do. But you know what? If you're putting forth that false narrative that being overweight, grossly overweight, or obese is healthy, it's not a bad thing. That is incorrect. You're harming people, and you know what? You have to face the truth sometimes. Sometimes the truth. Not a lot of people want to acknowledge it, but you have to if you're gonna elicit any type of change. You have to acknowledge the truth, and this is a truth that being obese is not healthy for you. I mean, just look at the statistics wrapped around deaths from COVID with obesity.
I mean, the fact that even saying being obese is not healthy, the fact that that's a controversial statement in any way is just, we're living in bizarro land. And it's true.
Yes,
With the
yes.
COVID thing, it's like the people that are dying or have died, most of them, and again, hey, I don't like when anybody dies. I love life,
no,
but
no.
we are all going to die, and people do die of
Eventually.
things. So when we are looking at most of the people that have died from this thing, and they were obese or had hypertension or pre-existing conditions, then we just have to acknowledge it. And again, that's reason. That's scientific method. That's how we process data and learn things, by being open to, hey, I was wrong. Hey, I was right. Hey, this is what's happening. And okay, it turns out eating your vegetables is good for you. Who knew?
Really? Whoever knew that? Talking about that, you have a new book out, okay? And hopefully we're going to get it on our new website, which is healthisawealth.com. And our website is an interactive health, fitness, and wellness platform. Read blogs, watch videos, and take surveys with medical, health, and educational professionals, all for free. If you want to be number one in your area, plus post unlimited blogs and videos and conduct surveys and chats, it's only $59 for the first 15 months. So join our health and wellness community today. So, Danny, now what about the new book you have out?
Okay, so the new book I have out is called Hybrid Strength Training: How to Get Jacked and Shredded with Calisthenics and Free Weights. So
Nice.
this is how I work out. I'm 47 years old. I've been working out since I was a kid, and I've always preached calisthenics. I started out with calisthenics, because we didn't have any equipment and we were too young and too broke to get any equipment. So of course we started out with push-ups and eventually put a pipe in the door frame, started doing pull-ups. And then, this is going back a long time ago, but then let's say, since you had mentioned the first PCC in 2013, and that's right. We've known each other almost 10 years now. Yeah. But when that came about, me and my brother, Al, hey, Cavadlow, became very well known for body weight training. And we taught this certification, PCC, Progressive Calisthenics Certification, all over the world, certifying thousands of trainers in multiple countries in Australia, North America, Europe, Asia, and had just an amazing time doing so. And we're still doing the PCC. Next one is October in New York. But the truth is, my personal training clients, we do a combination of calisthenics and free weights. And over the pandemic, I was home a lot more. I mean, I built a gym in my home so I could train people. And I started documenting more of my workouts. This book, Hybrid Strength Training, I actually started it in 2019. And I put it down for a while. I'd pick it back up. I'd put it down. But over the pandemic, I was really able to finish it. And it's really the most honest way that I train, because I lift weights and I do calisthenics. To be clear, everybody has to have a baseline in calisthenics. I would never encourage anybody to put a barbell on their back and start squatting until they know how to perform a proper body weight squat. I would never encourage anybody to start loading up a barbell and benching until they have a solid baseline in push-ups. This is a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you teach martial arts, probably you have people doing push-ups and stuff and jumping jacks, but as part of their conditioning, having nothing to do with any weight training. Like, these are the fundamentals. So as far as this book goes, Hybrid Strength Training, I decided after 6 Dragon Door publications to put together a book that incorporated free weights with calisthenics. And I got very detailed with the programming. It actually has 3 separate programs within it, 3 6-week programs. And I also decided to incorporate dumbbells in it too. So primarily it's body weight and barbells, and there are some supplemental dumbbell exercises. And that's how I intend training to be. We want to do the big moves. Always you want to do the big moves first. So depending how many days a week you're working out, you might not need dumbbells or not, but we want to hit the bar, we want to hit the body weight, and we want the big compound movement. So this was really a way for me to get across exactly the book I wanted to make. And of course, Dragon Door. The funny thing is, I love Dragon Door. I know you love Dragon Door. We both had a very long relationship with them. I was actually a little not concerned, but unsure, I guess is the right word. I was a little unsure if Dragon Door would be interested in putting this book out, because Dragon Door is so minimalist and primal and pure. Body weight, kettlebells, really not much else. But John Duquesne, Dragon Door founder and CEO, was very receptive to it. And he was really behind it, and he thought it was great. So we got this thing going out. And it came out in November of 2021. And I think people still dig it,
It's funny. Paula Bird just chimed in here and said, it's great to get back to the basics. But I'll tell you, talking about the minimalist, though, my minimalist is using kettlebells and body weight. That's how I train most of my clients like that. I train myself, and the body bell method, that certification that I have is both ACE and NASM certified, but I put in some dynamic tension in there as well. But just like your program, it's minimalist. And here's one thing that I actually might not be good for me to say this, but because using the barbells and the dumbbells as opposed to kettlebells, it may be a little bit easier for some people to get, because kettlebells, a lot of the movements you have to be very specific and trained in them to be able to do them effectively. Whereas barbells barbells and dumbbells are a little more forgiving in that degree. But you know what? It's still, to me, it's a minimalist. It's a minimalist training methodology. You have very little tools.
Yeah, you're picking up heavy stuff,
Yeah,
you're picking up heavy stuff. And what I wanted to do with this book too was, barbells especially and dumbbells, it's still like I'm into full body tension, I don't want to train somebody and have them like sit on a chair and use one muscle. So the thing that there's no machine training, there's no like attempting to really isolate here. And that's what I love about barbells, is you're still stabilizing from yourself. It's not like you're strapping yourself into a machine and locking yourself in and taking your own stability out of it. No, you're using a barbell. You still have to employ every muscle in the body really to stabilize and get the most out of every single exercise. And the other thing I love about barbells, you mentioned this about kettlebells, is that kettlebells, you do need more technique. A kettlebell is ballistic movements often. The center of gravity is not in the center of your hand the way it is with the dumbbell. So there's a lot more happening there. So you're right. And I'll even venture the same thing with some calisthenics exercises. Like there's certain things about weight training. I don't necessarily want to say easier, but I will say more perhaps easy to learn and definitely more scalable. If we want to like regress, let's say a calisthenics exercise, a pull-up or whatever, now we're learning like a different exercise. If we want to make a squat, a body weight squat harder, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to just learn progressions towards a one leg. We're going to do asymmetrical squats. We're going to do an assisted one leg. We're going to do different types of things. But one of the nice things about employing external resistance is, okay, how do we make this squat harder? Let's make it heavier. Let's increase the external
More
load.
weights.
Right. Hey, you don't need to learn a new technique to challenge the muscle. And the other thing is strength training is strength training. Yes, there's distinguishes, and I know I'm oversimplifying it, but we want to progressively overload these muscles in order to affect change. So I'm a big advocate of using whatever the most effective and accessible tools are to do so. A lot of the time, and I especially notice this, you know, I guess over the pandemic, watching more YouTube, I'd be watching, a calisthenics video, and there'd be people commenting like chicken leg, blah, 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 blah. And then, these calisthenics guys would be hating on these barbell guys or these weightlifting guys. Oh, you don't have pound for pound strength. And I'm like, you're all insane, man. Working out is good for you. And like, we're in a world right now where our fucking government is telling us don't work out. But I can't get into this. My mayor was taking down basketball courts and locking up parks in my neighborhood. So we're like in a world where they're saying don't work out. And then I'm going on YouTube and it's like people that do work out are saying this is better than that. Fuck, this is better than that. Anyone who's training intelligently has more in common than apart. So I don't care if you want to learn a muscle up or a deadlift. They're both great exercises, and they will do you a world of good. The thing that I'm against right now is not working out. I'm against not working out.
And they're both going to get you stronger. I mean, honestly, you could make it as simple as this. If I went and I picked up a rock every day for like an hour, would I get stronger?
You would. Eventually, you need a heavier rock, though.
Think about it. If I went and I picked up this rock, this big rock, I pick it up every day, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get stronger. So, you know what? People get all hyped up with all these funky movements, my workouts better. Listen, I like doing what I do because that's what I'm good at, and I love it. I found that I like it better than the other modalities. But guess what? Not everybody's going to like what I do. Yeah. And does it make them better or worse? No. Listen, I would never do Zumba, but you know what? If it's getting you moving, I love that you do Zumba.
I don't care what anybody does right now. Do whatever. Just move. Just get up, work out, exercise. And again, the other thing is like, and this is bad too, is what happened lately is, we're even more like quick fix, dial it up on your phone or an app than ever. And the beauty about getting in shape or changing your health or your wellness, or even if you are in shape, getting in better shape, ascertaining a goal, formalizing a goal, getting actionable methods to get there and achieving it. Like it doesn't go slow. I mean, it doesn't go quickly. It does go slow. And it is an effort and you can't do it instantly. And that's what makes it great. We have so much instant stuff and it's earning things makes it better.
It's so funny because we talk about and the same thing if you want to talk about government, about giving stuff away, give money away, give this away, give that away. Okay. You know what? When you earn something, you got skin in the game. When you earn something, you've accomplished something, right? That's why I talk about the 90 days of suck, right? It takes 90 days to really solidify any type of measurable change. And that you've made a change if you've done something for 90 days. So how would you feel after that 90 days? When you started out, you could do like 5 push-ups. Now maybe you can do 25 because you've been working hard at it for 12 weeks.
And you developed a habit.
And you developed a good habit that's sustainable. You're not doing it for, a week and a half and, doing some crazy diet or something. You're doing something that's sustainable and creates a good habit, and you're going to own that because you have skin involved in this. So you know what? You're not going to give that up so quick, right? You're going to say, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to eat that cheesecake because I worked so hard to get this thing off of my stomach. I don't want to just put it right back on.
I like what you said about 90 days also, because 90 days, you think about it, that's enough time for your body to begin to manifest some change. Nobody gets out of shape quickly. So if somebody is putting on a pound or two a year since high school and now they're 50, they may feel like it happened very quickly, but it didn't. It happened very slowly. So giving something 90 days is legit because it recognizes that change doesn't happen quickly. The other thing that I like about 90 days is it's a season. Think about for anything to happen, it takes a season. I mean, it doesn't. You can't just go from one thing to another. This is okay. The Earth is moving a quarter turn around the sun right now, revolving. So that is actionable time for something to happen. That's how long it takes for the trees to go from green to brown. That's how long it takes from the rose bushes to bloom. So how can we be so vain as to think that we can fucking do something quicker than the tide can move, or than the earth can move, or than the flowers can bloom? What the hell, man? Give it a season. Nothing happens overnight. Give it some time.
Well, the things I tell people, they come in sometimes, they're 50, 100, 200 pounds overweight, and they want to drop, I want to drop, 100 pounds, in 3 months or a month. It's not going to happen. You didn't put the weight on overnight. You're not going to lose it overnight. It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time for your homeostasis to change. You have to change that body. And you didn't get there in 2
and you
seconds.
have to change the way you think about these things,
Absolutely.
like thinking about, like if I were to say to you, hey, I need to save 20 grand in the next month, you'd be like, well, I know what you make, buddy, and that's just not possible. How about you try to put away 50 a week, and just keep putting away 50 a week, and let's try to find a high yield fund for you or whatever. That sounds insane if you think of it like that. But all the time people say, hey, I want to try to lose 50 pounds in a month. You can't. It's not realistic.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's like trying to save 20 grand in 2 months. You just can't.
Right.
It's not real.
No, it's not going to happen.
In Google Clock, yeah.
It's funny you brought that up because, it is tax season, and I'm actually, we're doing a fiscal strength next week. But, I put money away every month. Okay, put money away in a separate fund, right? So when we got hit with our taxes this year, right? It's already there.
Right.
So I told my wife, yeah, I don't. She goes, oh my goodness, we got it. She's like, what? I go, yeah, well, I put money away every. Oh, also our vacation that we're going on. Guess what? Paid for it too. Why? Because I put it away. So I'm not going to go throw it on my credit card. But again, it's not just about my training and food intake. It's about everything.
It sounds like you're talking about responsibility. Responsibility.
Look at
that.
Kind of kooky, right?
Yeah, we don't like using that word these days. That might trigger some people, Phil.
Yeah. So is accountability and meritocracy.
Uh-oh.
They're bad words.
but real quick, Phil, because you guys touched base upon it a minute ago.
Yeah.
We're talking about responsibility, the things you do. Does this correlate like with the farmer who's swinging a pile of hay every day and he's getting stronger based on the things he does every single day? Every
day he has a habit. He's doing it every day. That's the whole philosophy I'm using behind my my little challenge here. I'm honestly, I'm going to continue to do my 506 push-ups and abs every day.
It's pretty badass.
It's ambitious. Yeah, it's a good one.
I was going to keep doing it. Hey, Herschel Walker does 1,000 a day.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh, and I do other things. I would do 1,000.
There's a lot of hours in the day. One thing you realize, like I heard you say at the beginning of the show, that this is a challenge that you're doing in addition to your other training. Yes. And I mean, that's why you look like this, dude. Like You know,
No?
you put in the hours, you put in the time. You know, like it's not. It's
rocket
not easy,
science.
but it's very simple, right? It's
Right,
very
right.
simple.
It's very simple. Look, I was here before we started the show. I did a couple more sets of my push-ups
Right there.
right there on the floor. Right there. I was doing.
Plenty of room right there.
Yeah, and when we're done, I'm going to do a bunch more before I leave here.
And
then I'll
again,
finish 'em up
that's
at
the
home.
great thing about your calisthenics, right? Your calisthenics,
That's
you
it
do
right
it
there.
anywhere. That's it. Boom. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, the gyms are closed, oh, this and that. Get on the ground, do some push-ups, do some lunges, do some sit-ups, whatever.
It's
Do
funny
some
when you talk
jumping
about
jacks.
the gyms. Yeah. When you talk about the gyms being closed and stuff, also, I'm on Burn Along. It's a virtual training platform. I actually was ahead of the curve a little bit. I've been on them since 2016, and March of COVID. Okay, the next month, my subscribership went up 473% in 1 month, and then another 275 the next month, increased on the 473. You know what? You can do it. It's accessible. If you're locked in, who cares?
Yeah,
Do
who
something.
cares?
You have a floor. Do
You
some
have a floor.
push-ups. Do
You have a
squats. Do
floor.
sit-ups. Do bridges.
It's
there.
Yeah, no. The problem has never been that, movement or exercise is unavailable. It's just the mentality that people get in,
Right.
and people talk themselves out of it all the time. And again, it's like for someone like you or someone like me who's so immersed in the fitness culture and has been for so long, it's easy for us to say this, but the truth is, some people are so terrified of this. Like, you like the gym. I like the gym. If I check into a hotel somewhere, I'm like, ooh, let me check out the gym.
Where's the gym?
All right. I like it. But there are some people that are just terrified. They're like, oh, I know I should work out. Oh, I know I should do that.
Right.
So the idea is, demystify it. And again, that's where the simplicity comes in. It's so much of fitness culture has been spent, or at least on fitness industry, let's say, maybe not fitness culture, but let's say the fitness industry business is spent on mystifying things, on complicating things. Here's something hidden secret that I'm going to tell you, and pay me this much, and it's complicated, and you need my expertise. No, expertise is certainly needed, and we learn things, and we can learn from others, and we can learn from trial and error, but it's not mystical. It's really not. Anyone can learn these basic things, and all these, again, to bring it back to the internet, these are the foods you should never eat. This, that. No, eat plants, eat animals. Vegetables are good for you. Get protein and fiber. Drink water. Like, don't drink soda. Like, these are simple things. These are simple things. Drink less booze. Don't drink a bottle of wine every day and wonder why you're overweight. And you know me, Phil. I'm not even against drinking. Have a bottle of wine. It's just not every day. Have it at the party. That's fine.
Right. Exactly. But don't do it every day. Like, here's the thing. It's consistency and accountability. Because the thing is, you know what? I don't want to reach guys like us. Guess what? We're preaching to the converted. What do we do? This is the big thing. How do we get the people out there to embrace the physical aspects of training and strength?
Demystify it. Demystify.
We got to demystify it.
It's not complicated, and it's not scary either.
No,
you almost can't blame people for being scared of this stuff. You got bombarded with images of no pain, no gain, and this and that, and blah blah blah, and that is appealing to some people, but it's not appealing to everybody. The people that it's appealing to don't need it. It's funny. We just have to embrace this with an open mind, and it's fun and it's good. I'll tell you something funny. I guess this isn't even really that related. It's a little bit related. Just making it fun. My son is 15 and he never saw any of the Rocky movies, right? So a couple months ago, it's the timing of it. It just didn't work out, and I didn't realize. I was like, whoa, we got to watch. We got to fix this. So I saw Rocky 3, because Rocky 3, that's. I don't know, man.
Awesome.
That's the one. I just remember that one the best from when I was a kid.
Hey,
I was really young.
it was awesome.
Forget it. And we watched Rocky 3, and during the training montage, right? We're watching it, and during the training montage, my kid just gets up and starts banging out push-ups on the ground. Like, I didn't say nothing, and he's just cranking push-ups. And I'm like, this is what's up. This is just positive. It's fun. It's presented in a not mysterious way. It's not presented in a way like you're a dick if you don't do this. And it's not presented in the way like you should be ashamed of not doing this, or you should be ashamed if you do this, because that's a new thing, right? If you are in
that's
shape,
a new
now
thing.
you should be ashamed.
You should be
But
ashamed.
it was just
if
good
you
old
succeed.
positive shit. You know, Sylvester Stallone is doing push-ups. We love America. We love push-ups. Let's get down and do this shit. And it was just, I loved it. I loved watching him do it. So I don't know what triggered that rant, but whatever. I think it was related to,
actually,
make this shit unpleasant, make it positive, make it fun, and make it simple.
No, it's 100% relevant to this conversation, though, because you know what, the strength is being embraced. See, what Rocky put forth was being strong, being patriotic, going against the odds, striving to be better than
he was the ultimate underdog. He just outtrained. He was the ultimate underdog.
And how did he do it? He did it through hard work. You know, he set his goals instead of saying, oh gosh, if I can't make it, it's okay. Instead of embracing people and saying, gosh, it's okay if you're overweight and unhealthy. Gosh, it's okay if you can't handle stress. It's okay this, it's okay that. You know what? It's not. It's not. It's much better to strive for greatness.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you my other favorite thing.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying ignoring the people who say you can't do it too. He's an underdog, right?
He's the ultimate underdog.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I don't ignore people who say I can't do something. You know what I do? I eat it. I suck it in. I say, okay, I can't do it. Yeah, well, we'll see if I can't do it.
And I'll tell you my favorite thing. My favorite thing about Rocky, well, not Rocky 3, but Rocky 1. My favorite thing about the original Rocky movie is at the end of the day, right? He's the ultimate underdog. He's waking up. He's drinking the fucking raw eggs. He's running up the museum in Philly, and he's training, and he goes against Apollo, the greatest champion in the world. And the best part about Rocky 1, he doesn't win. He does all that, and he still doesn't win.
How
and
awesome
that's
is that?
life. They would never fucking have that ending today. They would never do that.
No.
In Rocky 2, then he comes back, and then he finally beats the champ. But it's so incredible. He doesn't even win at the end. The other movie that did that, 8 Mile did that. He wins the rap battle. And then he just has to go back to work for the midnight shift at the factory. And I like that, because it's not, hey, I did the thing and now I'm great forever. It's like, no, I did the thing and now I got to wake up tomorrow and do the thing again. And now I got to wake up the next day and do the thing again. And that's what's great about Rocky and Eminem at the time.
There's no participation trophy there.
Yeah,
that's right. Trophy for showing up. Okay, you actually have to do something. And this is what we have to get back to, and this is where your strength. Because let me tell you something. Let me ask you this: how good does it feel when someone comes to you and they can't even deadlift a bar, and all of a sudden, I don't know, 6 months later, a year later, they're lifting 200 pounds?
That's progress, and that's commitment. And anytime something like that happens, I'm always quick to give them 100% of the credit. One of the things that all my long-term clients have heard me say, when they're like, wow, I can't believe blah, 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 blah. They always just hear me say, hey man, I just point at stuff. You did all the work. I just stand here and I point at stuff. Because really, and again, that's the great about it. No matter, how good a trainer or a coach or instructor you hire or you work with or workout buddy that you train with, you still have to do the work. The greatest coach is going to tell you what to do, but you have to do it. My son takes boxing lessons, and it's so technical. And I know how his shoulders must feel keeping his hands up and faster, bring it back. Just like hear and it's like it's hard shit. And no matter how good the cueing is, no, he's not a Gleason's. A buddy of mine. Bralick Fitness, Rasheem Clark. He's a great guy. He's here in Brooklyn. Awesome. He's just training him in the schoolyard in Bed-Stuy. It's so old school, man. It's so great.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So old school. It's just like awesome. a brick wall like this, and they just box. But it's so right. So no matter how good your trainer or your coach is, they're telling you, no, keep this, do that, bring your shoulder back, blah blah blah, keep your foot here. Yep. It's still you that has to do it.
You got to do it. And you're the one that's got to go in the ring, right? You're the one getting punched in the face
And same thing for a squat or a pull-up. You know, the trainer's saying, bring your shoulder blades back, bring your elbows down to your sides, keep your abs engaged. Well,
Right.
you're the one who has to do it. So they might see things or be able to point things out, but ultimately it's on you, and that's what makes it great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Dan, let me ask something. Now, if people want to get in touch with you, how are they going to reach you?
You know, this is what I've been doing lately. Obviously, you know, I'm on Facebook, Danny the Trainer, Facebook, or, you know, my website, dannythetrainer.com, or Danny Kavadlo, Kavadlo on Instagram, and I'll send you all the links and whatever. You know, my email, if you want to email, there it is. You can email me too. This is my email. It's different than the website. Don't get confused. And just email me through the website. info@dannythetrainer.com. It's going to be the easiest. Email me directly. I write back to everybody on Facebook, whatever. If I don't write back to you that day, I'm going to write back to you unless you want to, you know, spam me and tell me what a dick I am. Then I'm going to ignore you. But
oh God. Well, Dan, as always, a pleasure to have you on the show. And well, you know, this is our third pillar in the 5 of pillars of strength and physical strength. Go out there. It's all on you, man. Just grab it. Grab the world, man. All right. Well, thank you. And
that's another episode of Master Phil in your corner.
Strength and honor. Hold on 1 second.